Hey folks, my name is Matt McConnell and I'm working on assignment 4. So to give you some background, I just finished my 6th year working at Wadsworth Middle School, and our building principal, his name is Eric Jackson. So we got together and discussed these. Um, and from talking to him and also just from working with him for 6 years, I would say that the leadership theory that fits best is the charismatic leadership theory. He is very strong in his convictions, and he's very committed to his cause. I told him in my exit interview before we parted ways for the summer that even though people may have complaints about certain things that happen in the building, because obviously nobody's going to be able to please every single member of the community, I told him basically that no matter what he does, I know that his foundational reason for doing it is because he thinks it's the best decision for the students in our building. As far as the 4 categories, I think relationships is an area of strength. We marked it as transitioning, and we're tempted to label it modeling because we do a really good job, we felt like. For example, we have collaboration time for the staff. We call it Grizzly time, where once a month students have a 2-hour delay and the staff reports at normal time to meet as a department or to have other various meetings. And that's a time that we can really build relationships and make sure that we're clear on what needs to happen. Beyond that, Mr. Jackson pointed out that roughly 3/4 of our student population participates in some extracurricular, whether it be a sport, one of the clubs, drama. And I was just amazed that almost 75% of our students are participating in things outside of just the assigned school day. I thought that was great. And obviously that's an opportunity for relationships among students, but also between students and staff to be developed. As far as relevance goes, we mark that as transitioning. On a day-to-day basis, that's something that we would like to see improved. We think we're going to be able to do that moving into this coming year because we're implementing a 1-to-1 student technology policy in our district this coming school year. So we're excited with how that's going to match up with the real world. In addition to that, the 8th grade at the end of the year has what we call Reality Day, where students are assigned a job title with a salary. They're given a checkbook. They have to balance that checkbook. And we have a number of different community members who come in and talk about their life in the real world and what it takes to really be a member of the community. So those were some things that we thought really added relevance. As far as responsive culture, we marked that as implementing. That was the lowest score among the ones that we discussed. Some things that we do well. The guidance department does an excellent job. They've won a number of different awards. One of the things that they do really well is every Monday they have an IE lesson. IE would be time in the middle of the day for intervention and enrichment. The enrichment piece is really what the guidance focuses on Mondays, in the sense that they create a video or some sort of presentation dealing with socio-emotional needs of students and things of that nature to help our students be prepared for success. The reason that we marked this one lower, one of the things that staff and people outside of our building have complained about would be our grading policy. Mr. Jackson has implemented a policy where no zeros are given. If a student gets a 0 or fails a test, they're given automatically at the lowest a 50%. And the complaint, really the biggest one, is that we're not preparing students for the real world. And the staff members are unhappy that that policy often creates more work for them when they're chasing students down, trying to beg them to do work so that we don't have to give them points for literally doing nothing. So that's a complaint, and that's something that we as a staff have kind of been trying to work through and improve. Lastly, the rigor category, we felt like that was our strongest area. We marked that as modeling. For example, our school this past year won a national award, a state award, and a number of other awards on a smaller scale for being a model district, or excuse me, a model building within our area. Moreover, we've got a 90% passage rate on the AIR test in both math and reading 2018. And so that's an area that we felt like our academics are very strong and rigorous and challenge students to make progress. Lastly, for the 3 PSEL standards, I thought standard 1, specifically letter D, the mission, vision, and core values, we work as a staff in our initial staff meeting to outline what those are, and then we follow up on a monthly basis to make sure that we're communicating those clearly and implementing them on a day-to-day basis. Secondly, standard 4, particularly letter E, the curriculum, instruction, and assessment, the test scores that I cited just a moment ago, I think are great evidence that support that. And lastly, standard 5, specifically letter C, the care and support for students. I thought that what the guidance department does with their IE lessons was another great example of how that's a strength for our district. That's all, folks. Thank you.